Hi friends, Professor Pat here, today giving you a little history lesson about Kiss My Teeth Sessions 2013. So, why is it called Kiss My Teeth? Is it because I knocked out my teeth and that's why we had to delay releasing it? Not exactly. We have always had these internal code names for the eras of SHOTTY. I believe a long time ago it was Keeping It Real, and then the Superfan era, before I had named Superfan, it was called Kill the Buzz, and then this was Kiss My Teeth. It's just the quickest name I could think of to name a folder on my computer where I started saving new song ideas, just to name this era, Kiss My Teeth. And I think I looked it up online and it's like some sort of British slang, like, oh, I might kiss my teeth. But it sounded kind of edgy and interesting. And in case you're wondering, the era we're in now, I've called Live, Laugh, Dream 2017 because it was written on a clearance New Year's mug while I was writing the album. So I was always sipping tea and it just said Live, Laugh, Dream 2017. That's what these songs are called. That's the perfect name. So I don't know if you've heard these songs or not, but they sound a lot different from what we're releasing now. I think if I were to describe them, they're more deconstructed and raw and kind of angry. I think I swear more in them, which I'm trying not to do recently because I want these songs to be enjoyable by the widest audience possible. In this phase, there was more swearing and more anger and more really fast songs. I don't know, really loud and fuzzy and that's just kind of the mood we were in. If I think back to the era when I was writing these songs, I was going to a lot of shows in Seattle, watching a lot of Seattle bands, and that just got embedded in my head. So when I was writing a song, I would just picture these rooms. I felt like I was really writing it for rooms. I was writing it for a room I was expecting to play in, or a room I had seen another band play in, and I was just picturing these kind of Seattle people wearing their black hoodies and frowning in the crowd and thinking, what would they enjoy? What are they feeling? And listening back, there was a huge sense of the world wants me to be this way, but I want to be another way. That's kind of like a theme of a lot of the songs, and I think that's something I was feeling really deeply from musically and in a life in general. I just felt like I needed to change, and I think part of that was wanting to leave Seattle, because Seattle itself comes with this, maybe it's the trauma of my youth or growing up and being a teenager, or maybe it's just the kind of darkness of the city. It's kind of a small gray place and it's very cozy and nice and beautiful, but I felt that it came with a lot of expectations of being, I don't know, organic and reverby. I don't know, it seems like a lot of bands were kind of echoey and they would have this vibe of we so don't care. We don't even care why they just plug in their instruments on stage and start playing, and they're like, we don't even care, we're just that good, and the audience is so into it. They're like, it's so natural, this is such a pure expression of humanity and sadness and angst or whatever it is. It's a really beautiful thing, but that's not at all how I work and how our band works. We tend to be very overthought and overproduced, and we try extra hard and we try to take people to this fantasy land, which I think is not uncommon in popular music, trying to coax our fans into this rainbow magical rock world. But sometimes that didn't vibe with what Seattle was going for, the messages we were getting from Seattle about who we should be. In fact, I remember specifically we were friends with this famous DJ in Seattle named Marco, and he listened to our songs, but he was talking to us in private and he said, your songs are so good. I love them. I think you're one of the best bands. I don't know what he said. You're one of the best bands ever. I'm not sure what he said, but he said, you guys are amazing and I love your songs. I wish I could play you, but I can't, because I have to play something that fits the mood of this city and the mood of this scene, and we're trying to create a story with the songs that we pick. We're trying to play to this specific audience of specific people. And I think he was talking about the city and the people there, and we were always trying to reach beyond that. I know that I'm making us sound like we're super talented and we're trying to break out of our chains, but it's really nothing against Seattle at all. It's just the city. It was our home and we just didn't vibe with it, and I think we found ourselves a lot more once we left. But if you listen to Kiss My Teeth, it's kind of the Seattle bleeding through us. It's kind of us trying our hardest, giving it one last shot to impress the city of Seattle. Did we succeed? I don't know. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. But I think there's some pretty darn good songs in there. So now really quick, I want to go through each song and just tell a little bit about why I wrote it and what's going on. Let's start with track 1, Act. Act is our emo song. It's this drum beat. I don't want to say we have always made fun of this drum beat because we made fun with this drum beat. It was this emo drum beat. And I'd kind of always had it in my head, I want to write a song with that emo drum beat. And one time I was driving, I don't remember what kind of mood I was in, but in my head it started spinning, and I just started thinking of these song ideas, and I was kind of rage writing a song. And I even remember as soon as it came into my head, we are the bad ones, and I thought, like, this is just a teenager anthem. But I was making fun of it the second I wrote it. I thought that would be such a lame song for lame people. It wouldn't be funny if I wrote that song. And then as soon as it started playing in my head, I realized, oh, this is actually really cool. We should play this song. So I wrote the song Act. It's about being, you can imagine what it's about. It's about being a teenager. Track 2, Been Done Before. This song, I've always pictured the beach. I think I sing by the seashore and I talk about catfish tacos. I'm a vegetarian now, so I wouldn't dare be caught with a catfish taco in my hand. But at the time, sure, I ate a catfish taco. There might have been a Coca-Cola there too. It's specifically about this restaurant called Agua Verde, which there was one in the U District where you could rent kayaks downstairs, and I rented kayaks a couple times and kayaked and canoed through the wetlands. But there was also one in Kirkland across the lake in Agua Verde at a beach, and I went there and I got catfish tacos there once. But that song is just kind of this beachy summer love thing, which may or may not be true. I'll let you decide. Track 3, Love, Hate, Candy, Heartbreak. I have the most vivid memory of this song. I was in the passenger seat on my way home from seeing a show in Seattle, and whenever we would see a show of a local band play, my mind would just be spinning. I'd be thinking, what would my version of that be? How do I write songs like that band? I don't remember what band it was, but I was in the passenger seat driving across the 520 bridge, the waves crashing near the car, and it was almost completely dark, and I just started writing this song in my head, and I remember the lines love, hate, candy, heartbreak, and fear, pain, anger, and shame. Love, hate, candy, heartbreak, and it was something I could really relate to because it's kind of a huge part of SHOTTY is the candy, the pain, the pleasure, the shame. It was just everything I felt. It's about not knowing, it's about not being the right person or the right fit, whatever it is, not fitting in and being mad about it or something. Track 4, It Used to Be Okay. I don't know what this song's about. It used to be okay till I made up my mind. It used to be okay. It's just about, I think, regrets looking back. This was also a huge theme in this era. As you may or may not know, SHOTTY was a 5-piece, a bit cheesier, a bit more light, a bit poppier. And we had to end that era because we kind of had a blockage of songwriting and personalities. And once we kind of split up and we had room to grow, then the creativity started flowing again. But people didn't exactly know what to make of us because we were no longer a fun vest-wearing boy band. We were a super grungy, messed up hair, 3-piece hard rock thing. Maybe that's what the song is about. It used to be okay, but now, look at us now. Track 5, Big Cheese. Oh man, I remember this era. This reminds me of Smashing Pumpkins, even though I can't quite, maybe it's not. Maybe not Smashing Pumpkins. But I was picturing the Redmond Firehouse for some reason. It was a teen center that we used to play at a lot. And I was writing this song just thinking, man, I can't wait till we get up on the stage at the Firehouse and play Big Cheesed when I finally write it. And it just felt so good. And we actually did that. We did play Big Cheese at the Firehouse after I wrote it, and it felt really good. And that's that. It was really fast and really fun. I need more water. Track 6, Little Ball. This song, it felt like it was bouncing because it's that triplet bouncy thing I do a lot. And I don't know, it just felt like it was bouncing. But also there is a lot of innuendo in there. Naughty innuendo. So this song is maybe telling a more specific story. And I don't necessarily need to get into all that right now, but it has some dark themes about someone's dark past. But we can talk about that later. It's just a fun, bouncy, boppy song. What I remember about this is we would normally play it second at our shows. We'd open with Louder, and everyone would be cheering. And before they even know what's happening, Miles just starts right in. It was always our second song, just to kind of, now that we played one song, let's bounce that little ball. And we did just that. Song number 7, Some Dumb Kid. What is about this song? This song feels softer and like another emo song. This is kind of the kind of song I don't write much. I guess it has something in common with Act, but it's a bit more sad. I don't need to describe the song to you. You've heard it. You can go listen to it. I just don't know what I was thinking. I think it was my Jimmy Eat World song. I was really into Jimmy Eat World, and I saw them play, and they signed my book. I got their autographs, and then my book was stolen later, so I don't have their autographs anymore. But I did talk to Jimmy of Jimmy Eat World, and he was very nice. And I think this was my tribute to Jimmy Eat World. Kind of a soft, heartfelt rock song. The words are from the heart. Heartfelt. Track 8, Serenity. This is my cover of the Ballad of Serenity, which I think was written by Joss Whedon, and it's the opening song for the show Firefly. Pretty simple story about this. I was watching Firefly for the first time, and every time that intro came on, I just thought, I should cover this song. I like it. It's really special. I wonder what I would do. And then I did. I did just that. I did it in one day, and then me and Miles shot a little video in front of my garage door, and it was cool. It was fun. Thank you. Track 9, Huntress. I used to call this our metal epic because it was clocking in at a whopping 4 minutes and 46 seconds, which was super long for us. It had 3 parts to it. It had this middle part and this end breakdown, and it was just so long. I'm sure not metal. I mean, it's not like not that kind of metal, but more like metal. This song, I was listening to a lot of Kvelertak Talk. It was right around when they came out with their first album, titled Kvelertak Talk. This was a Norwegian metal. I think at some point they were dubbed party metal. So it's just like 3 guitar players, and it's just this wall of guitar sound, and they're so good. I love their chord changes. I love their energy, and they scream in Norwegian. I don't know what they're saying, but they make my heart feel a lot of things, and I love them forever, and I wanted to write a song like them. And I failed at writing a song like them, but I wrote a song like me, inspired by them, and that's Huntress. And it was about Greek mythology, because I was also reading the Percy Jackson series like an adult would read a book for young adults. I was a young adult. I think being in your 20s is young adult, right? You're an adult and you're kind of young, so maybe the Percy Jackson books were for me. But I was reading them, so it was about Greek mythology. The Huntress was Artemis, and I think there's something about her leaving the hunt and her brother Apollo. I want to write a sequel to Huntress. It's coming soon. Track 10, New Everything. This was my punk song. It was just punk. And I think I remember the exact feeling of when I wrote this song. I was not falling out with my friends, but over the years I felt less and less connected to my friends and more connected to the band. I would hang out with my friends, and I'd come home and feel like I couldn't talk about myself. I couldn't talk about my music. I couldn't talk about the most important things in my life because I couldn't relate to them on that level. It was weird. I loved hanging out with my friends, but in a way when I would come home, I'd feel like I just surfaced from almost drowning. And I remember writing New Everything about that. I was thinking about how I have everything of mine is new and everything of yours is old, and I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means or what to do with that, but it was kind of a lot of rage and a lot of pent-up energy. I wasn't mad at them. I think I was just mad at myself, mad at life, mad at whatever. So we wrote that song. And it's really simple and surprisingly difficult to play because it's really easy to play wrong. Track 11, Quiet Time. I wrote this song in one evening, and it was just a pretty song, Quiet Time. I think it was one of the only times I've kind of made up a story. I'd written a song about that. It was about an alternate reality where me or some other fictional couple have a child, and they throw their life away, and they see what the end of that road is for them. And it's looking back and realizing what you had to give up for that. I don't know if I'm qualified to write that story at all because I have no experience with that, and anything I have to say about that should be taken with a hefty helping of salt because I don't want to judge anyone for having kids or deciding anything. I don't have any kids because I want to do music, and I think if I had kids it would make it a lot harder for me to do music. Because I'm pretty sure kids suck up money, like a money vacuum, a lot like the band does. I only have room in my life for one kid, and that is SHOTTY. But Quiet Time's a pretty song. Please forget that whole story and just enjoy the song for whatever it is you hear in that song. And last but not least, track 12, Strong Enough for a Cup of Tea. This was one of those other songs that I wrote in one night. It was just kind of exploratory. What is it about? Women make me wonder if I don't know. It was just one of those folky... I mean, what it's about is exactly in the words. I don't know if I'm good enough for this. I don't know what people think of me for this. I'm trying to be honest, but I don't know if the world will see me as honest. I'm trying to be good. I don't know if the world will see me as good. I don't know how I'll be remembered or how I'm seen. And especially long hair. I feel like living in the Seattle area, I felt more judged, as weird as that is. I mean, I'm a privileged guy and I'm not persecuted at all, but I would feel judged sometimes having long hair. And I mean, that's a choice, it's a personal choice. I kind of almost want to feel judged sometimes because I want to rebel and I just want to, I don't know what it is. I want to embody fun and I want to embody being carefree and being irreverent at times. And I think the long hair helps that. I think it's more fun. And it's my choice. But sometimes I don't know how I make people feel. And maybe I make them scared. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I scare you. But I bet some of that's in Strong Enough for a Cup of Tea. It's just a cute song. I really liked it. There's certain parts of it that I find very moving. And I put it on our album. So that's the 12 songs of Kiss My Teeth Sessions 2013. If I'm not mistaken, there are 5 other songs that I decided not to put on this CD because they bug me. I don't know why they bug me, they just bug me. So they did not make the cut. Well, hopefully this answered the question of what is Kiss My Teeth Sessions 2013, and you hopefully have no other lingering questions. I've answered them all, and now that you've watched the video and listened to our new old album, you can go ahead and get really excited for our new album coming out soon. In fact, I've just finished tracking all the instruments, so there's nothing left except Miles needs to play some tambourine, and I think I do need to record one, but I'll get that later. It's almost done. Get excited for our album, and while you wait, go listen to our other stuff. Go watch our other videos. I'm Pat from SHOTTY. This is Pumpkin, and Miles is... Where's Miles? Miles! He's somewhere. But we love you. We're SHOTTY. We love you forever, and I hope you have a really good day and night. Goodbye.